All right. Hello and welcome. Welcome. I'm Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And today I want to talk about a concept called discretion. All right. And specifically, I'm talking about discretion in immigration court. What does this mean? Many immigration laws, they have certain requirements that are in the statute that say, hey, you've got to be physically present for 10 years in the United States. Or they say, you have to show that you're a person of quote unquote good moral character. Or they say you can't have had any certain type of crime, right, in order to be eligible for this thing. And then sometimes the laws will say at the end, and you have to show that, and that the judge may, in his or her quote unquote discretion, approve this case. All right. And so discretion can become a very critical part of the case. And sometimes a judge might say, yeah, you meet all of the statutory factors, but they're going to deny the case as a matter of discretion. And that's uncommon. That's uncommon. If you meet all of the statutory factors, then you should be able to win your case. But you never want to overlook the discretionary piece. And in fact, some clients come in and say, hey, how can I improve my chances of winning a case in the future? And I look at these discretionary factors and say, hey, look, these are the things that an immigration judge is going to take into consideration. Yeah, there's going to be requirements to meet some law in the future, but generally, typically, these factors are going to help. All right, they're going to help. They're going to go towards a case if you meet all the other requirements. And so, what are the discretionary factors? Well, when a judge is considering discretion, they're going to look at positive factors and they're going to look at negative factors. And they're going to do a balancing act of them. All right? And so what are the positive factors that could contribute to a positive finding of discretion? I'm just going to go through the list. And these are mentioned in lots of different cases. And so I'm going to go through this list. The first that's mentioned is family ties in the United States. If you have strong family ties, that can go as a positive factor towards a positive finding of discretion. If you've been residing in the United States for a long duration here in the US can be a positive factor. Evidence of hardship to yourself or to your family, if people in your family or if you are going to suffer a lot if you're removed, that can be a discretionary factor, a positive discretionary factor. If you or your family has served in the U.S. Armed Forces, that's considered a positive factor. If you have a positive history of employment, of contributing economically to society, to paying taxes, all right, to employing and being an economic contribution, that is a positive factor. If you have if there's existence of property or business ties in the United States, that historically has been seen as a positive discretionary factor. If you can show that you have contributed some other value to the community, to your church, to an organization, to something that you believe in, that can be a positive factor. If you have kind of negative history, if there's evidence of positive rehabilitation, genuine rehabilitation, where now, whatever that negative thing was, you can show that, hey, without any doubt, you're over it, you're done with it, you've completely rehabilitated. That can be a positive factor. And if you can show evidence of quote unquote good moral character, that can be a positive discretionary factor. Those are the positive factors. Then on the other hand, there are negative factors. all right? So the negative factors include the nature and the underlying circumstances of any removability ground against you, all right? So any immigration violation in your past, any issue that immigration says, hey, you violated your visa, you violated your green card, you violated immigration laws, that will work against you, all right? Any existence of any criminal record will work against you. And you're going to need to explain it, and you're going to need to show that you've been genuinely rehabilitated. And any other evidence of any like bad character. For example, if you're not supporting your family, failure to pay alimony or child support, failure to comply with a court order against you, failure to pay taxes, all right, if you were supposed to pay taxes, those things can contribute to negative factors that a judge can say, hey, you know something, you haven't been keeping up what you need to do to merit a positive finding in your favor. So anyway, it's a balancing test, and a judge can look at all of these factors in your life to decide whether or not to approve your case. So that's all I wanted to discuss. The best advice is to look at those positive factors and try to bolster them. All right, try to bolster them. Think of ways and evidence that you can gather to show that your family ties are as strong as possible, that you're, that hardship, if you're in removal proceedings, to yourself and your family would be, as strong as possible. Any good immigration lawyer can give you advice as to how to strengthen these discretionary factors in your case. And you're going to want to do that before going to court. So thank you. Hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to our channel. Please give us a thumbs up to the video here. And thank you so much for watching. I'm Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Thank you. Bye-bye.